All right, it's our last segment of our year-end spectacular. We want to thank our panelists from Elevate Strategies, Lorna Romero from First Strategic, Bob Charles from Compass Strategies, Jessie Armendt. Folks, they are the best in the business, and we're glad to have them back for another year. Who is your vote for Arizonan of the Year? We should remind you that last year, Jessie said Leticia Garcia, Lorna said Cindy McCain, Bob said Renee Parsons, with honorable mention to Nikola Motors' Trevor Milton. You might have heard of him. So Bob, we're going to start with you if you'd like to reflect on last year's honorable mention, and then you can talk about who your pick is for 2020's Arizonan of the Year. Go ahead, Bob.
Look, Trevor Milton has a ranch. He's got a place in Turks and Caicos. He's got now potentially billions of dollars, but he's also under investigation. I will say that there is great talent over at Nikola Motors, and I do wish them all the success in the world to be a great Arizona story. So skipping him, for my pick this year, you may like and you may not like. And trust me, I pondered over this question more than anything over this weekend.
Okay.
And when I came down to it, I came down to parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, family, people that all jumped in and helped out this year because it was such a crazy, weird year. I think they deserve the credit. All the things that we had to do differently and to shift our lives because of the pandemic. I think the people, the Arizonans of the year, are the parents, grandparents, family, you name it, that pitched in and helped out to carry things through.
Bob's pick for Arizonan of the Year, people. Now, Bob, the sentiment, I totally get it. It was an all hands on deck effort. Jessie, who's your vote for Arizonan of the Year?
Okay, I thought about this a lot too, and I think my answer is a little bit of a cop-out, especially if we're not really thinking about this.
Yours is a cop-out? Did you listen to Bob's answer?
People generally, no. A cop-out because we could say this almost any year, but my Arizona of the Year is John McCain and his legacy. Not just the legacy of Arizonans' general adoration of him, but his independent streak and commitment to doing what is best for the country and the state, regardless of whether it's best for the Republican Party at a time when we have the Republican Party led by someone like Kelly Ward, who I feel like is gradually driving it into fringe entity status. He beat her again. He beat her again in death. And I just think it's so commendable, and I'm grateful that we had him as a representative of our state for so long.
Thanks, Jessie. All right, JSM alumni member Lorna Romero, who is your pick for 2020 Arizonan of the Year?
Yes, thank you. And I do want to reflect on my pick from last year, Cindy McCain, because I think a number of people would name her as the 2020 person of the year, especially from a political standpoint and putting country first, service before self, and just doing a very politically courageous thing this year and supporting Joe Biden actively. But mine is not a cop-out, but I'm going to be similar to Bob here. I think the Arizonan of the Year should be Arizonans of the Year, and it's our healthcare frontline workers that have just been working day in and day out to get us to this pandemic. So I think that's the Arizonan of the Year, all of our healthcare employees that are doing tremendous work every single day.
Yeah, all of these were great picks. My pick, I'm going to go with my honorable mention first. And my honorable mention is the school district superintendent. For those of you who know me, me and the bureaucracy don't get along. I don't usually find myself on the same side as school district superintendents. But man, what a terrible job. You've got to deal with the labor aspect of your teachers. You got the students for whom you're trying to provide a great education. You've got parents now blowing up your phone because you can't seem to make the right decision. And you've got the school board that's been thrust into making public health decisions. I think superintendent is an extremely difficult job. And in 2020, I think it was just brutal. So superintendents, hang in there. But my pick for Arizona of the Year is Dr. Kara Christ. I think she's been grace under pressure. Look, everybody's critic and everybody knows best when it comes to public health, apparently, but I've been really impressed by the way that she is cool under fire. And anytime you hit refresh on Twitter, everybody's got the long knives out for people in the public health field. But I think that she's done a really extremely admirable job throughout just extremely difficult circumstances. So she's my pick. Not a huge surprise, but she's my pick. All right, guys, that closes out the year 2020. Will I see you again a year from now?
Yes.
So,
I hope so.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. We don't pay.
vaccine, so that's
I know. I hope to bump into you guys in line for a vaccine. That's really exciting.
Garrett, the question is, will you see us in person a year from now?
Oh, yeah. I think we could. Let's plan on it a year from now in person. Let's get back to in person.
I'm in.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another edition of this all-star end of year spectacular. Look forward to seeing you in the year ahead. We hope everyone has a very safe, prosperous, and of course, healthy 2021. Thanks, everybody.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.